Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. It's Clay from Clay's Collections. Today we have a thrifting haul. I recently was on a trip with my wife. We went to visit my mom in Nebraska. They have some awesome thrift stores in western Nebraska. We always find some amazing stuff. So this is actually a little haul from a couple of them in a town called McCook, Nebraska, which is located in the southwestern part of the state, and then I'll do a couple other videos on some of the others. But yeah, number one, great prices, great stuff. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. I am a part-time reseller. I actually only sell at an antique booth. I don't sell online any longer. I may do one or two special items, which I will show in a future video, but otherwise I'm pretty much only selling through an antique store located in Hopkins, Minnesota, called the Pink Elephant. It's a great store. If you're in the area, stop and check it out. And let me know if you're coming to town. We could meet up there. I'd love to meet you guys. And I've done that before with different people. So anyway, let's just get into this haul. Excuse me, a little froggy today. All right, so at one of the thrift stores, I saw this canister, and I knew it was older, and one of the reasons I could tell it was older and used considerably, as you can see the considerable amount of rubbing along the bottom of this canister. So it was shuffled back and forth on a counter for many, many years. And this is actually like a retail store canister. They would have had this sitting on the counter with candy or, you know, tobacco or something in it. That they were selling, that they wanted to display on top of the counter. And these are actually pretty popular today still for people in the kitchen. People actually use these to put like their coffee pods for the coffee makers and stuff in there. Great way to store them. The lid does have some chips along the edges and on the inside, but nothing severe. Still a great looking piece. It does have a patent date of April 28th, 1900. So it's a good antique piece. I actually think I am going to keep this and use this for my coffee pot. So that just might go on our counter. And it's got a $3 price tag on it. Couldn't pass it up. At another antique store, not antique store, thrift store. There was a great antique store, which I'll tell you about in another video, because I found some great stuff and we only had a few minutes to stop and check it out. But it's one of those diggers stores. All right, so look at this fabulous 1960s coffee mug, daisy pattern, 50 cents. Can't beat it. These sell at the Pink Elephant for $8 to $10 somewhere, sometimes $12. Like this one is in perfect condition, so I might put more than I usually do on them just because they're so cool. And then I got a green one, again with the white daisy pattern. This one still has the original Anarco label on the bottom, as well as being marked 1960. So fabulous pieces. The beginning of the flower power. Then I found this vintage milk glass mug. Look at the vegetables. It's got the mushrooms. Anything with mushrooms is always good to resell. And this is the France. Yep, made in France. So it's one of those Rock. I can never pronounce that name. Anyway, great piece in excellent condition. Looks brand new. So that one's great. I couldn't pass this one up. It's Ziggy. I always like a little coffee with my cream. So it's a cream cup. Again, a beautiful little Fire King milk glass coffee mug. 50 cents. For 50 cents, I can't pass these up. I typically, depending upon the pattern, I sell these for anywhere from $4 to $10 for coffee mugs. So these will probably be $7.50, somewhere in there. Then I did find this little personal creamer, restaurant wear. It is by McNichol, China, for $1. Couldn't pass that up either. Then this was the fabulous piece there. Was this huge canister jar, this beautiful green color, $3.75. Couldn't pass it up. Got a fitted lid. So this is all glass. Fits wonderfully. No chips, no cracks. Yeah, just a great piece. Easily, I'm going to put like $30 on this. Great little piece. Big piece, I should say. Then I picked up a few before we went to western Nebraska, we actually went into Kansas, down and across. And so I picked up some items at a little thrift store we stopped at there. One of them was this tiny book. This is it's called Flying for Victory Diary. So it's actually a diary for servicemen who were in the Air Force. It's copyrighted in 1942. It's a service diary for the Air Force from 1943 to 44. And it's got all the days, so you could, log your flights or what you were doing. It has all sorts of information in it as well. Plus it had that card that just dropped, which I love. It's got a card in here that says, Con the Tailor, alterations and repairs while you wait for all branches of U.S. forces. Marshall House, London, ground floor. So this card, obviously the serviceman brought this back from when he was in London, he or she, and just left it in the book. There's no writing or anything in this book, so it's like brand new. There's the calendars for 43 and 44. I just thought it was a great little book. Oh, I didn't even realize there's a pencil in the binding. I wonder how you get that out. It's pretty in there. But yeah, that's got the little, that's why that extras flap is there, is for the pencil to do, so you don't lose it. That's pretty cool. Didn't even realize that till now. That's fun. The other one I picked up was this. It's the Hoyle Official Rules of Card Games. Now, this particular version does not have a date in it. I do not know when it was published. Oh, it does too. I'm sorry. 1926. There was another one. I didn't know what it was. Anyway, so 1926. It's not the earliest version, but it is, a revised edition. I think the earliest copyright is 1897. So 20 years after the original publication. It's this, but still a great looking book. I just thought it was fun, a great thing. Plus it has this bookmark in it. Smokey's friends don't play with matches. Is that great? And then there's a bunch of information on the back as well. But I thought that was great. And I think they charged me $0.25 each for those books. Couldn't pass it up. Picked up this Agatha Christie book. Agatha Christie sells well. Again, popular artists, authors like Agatha Christie. I pick them up when I find them. This is actually a 2-volume book. It's got Sleeping Murder and The Murder at the Vicarage. So Miss Marple's first case and her last case. I don't know, I think I paid $1 for that one. And then I also picked up this one. It's a book on Monet. It's a huge book, 50 cents. That's right, 50 cents. If I can find a big book for 50 cents. And art books sell well, particularly with well-known authors. This one is from 2003. I have not looked it up to see what the online value is. But books like this, I typically price right around $20 unless there's something special, which I don't believe this one is. But it's in great shape. So that's some of the things we found on our fun little thrift trip. Again, I paid very little money for all of this, and I think one item will probably pay for this entire home. And that's how I like to buy things, is that I buy one item that will pay for the rest of what I'm getting. And so watch for some future videos where we have some fabulous finds that pay for everything that we bought and almost our whole trip. Follow up with that. Catch you later.